Hey, what's up you guys? It's Milo. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Milo. Thank you so much for being here. I said that out of order of the way I usually say it. Oops. Today I'm going to be showing you the stuff that I keep in my crisis box for anxiety, panic attacks. It also works for like being super sad sometimes or super angry, but it's mostly for anxiety, kind of just extreme emotions. Obviously what works for me might not work for you, but this is what works for me. And I feel like we are living in a time that often we are just kind of living in fight or flight all the time. So I thought I would show you guys what helps me calm down. That's all I have to say as an intro, so let's just get into it. The first thing, I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to like hold this up because it's heavy. This is a weighted blanket. Some of these are gonna be cliche, okay? They just are. But the weighted blanket helps me a lot. Every once in a while though, I think it's gonna help, and then it makes me feel like I'm being suffocated to death and it makes it worse. But usually it helps. There's science behind like deep pressure therapy and stuff, so if you don't have a weighted blanket, I would get one and just at least try it, because it does help me a lot when I'm trying to calm down and I'm completely losing it. And along the same lines of that, I can't show the front of this shirt, but here's the back of this shirt. This shirt, it's Bring Me the Horizon shirt. I got it at their concert. I don't know what this is made of or why it's so heavy, but this shirt is way heavier than most of my t-shirts. And so I actually have it set aside for nights that I'm like losing it a little bit. It is one of my pajama shirts just because of what's on the front of it. I can't really wear it in public. I mean, I could, but like there's kids and stuff. It's not sexual, it's just graphic. So if I'm trying to go to bed and I'm grabbing my pajamas, but I'm losing it a little bit and I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep because I'm so anxious and amped up, then this is the shirt that I grab as my pajama shirt because it's just heavier, feels more solid. I don't know. I should probably figure out why it's heavy or like what it's made of so I can get one I can wear during the day. But I've never owned like a Snuggie or a wearable blanket, but I'm assuming that that's probably heavier than a shirt. So either look through your closet and see if you have an oddly heavy shirt, or maybe just buy like a wearable blanket, and then it's like a weighted blanket you can wear as you're still walking around doing stuff in your house. The next thing are these shower steamers. Bath bombs are also good. I just don't have a bathtub, so these are like the shower version of a bath bomb. I'm not gonna open this because they're all gonna fall out, but I like this variety pack. I got it for Christmas. I happen to know that you can get this at Walmart because I've got it before, and it has 6 different scents in it. I like this one because I can kind of fit the vibe that I'm going for. I mean, the vibe I'm going for is to not have a panic attack, but other than that, the vibe I'm going for. You can also get shower steamers at the Dollar Tree. Fun fact, they don't work as well as these, but you can get them there. I also usually get these packs that are just lavender, and I have lavender be like my scent of like calm down, so that whenever my brain smells it, it's like, wait, we're calming down now. So you could do a variety pack like this, or just get one scent that you like and have that be your designated panic attack scent. And then also taking the shower in and of itself to use the shower steamer is helpful. You can take a cold shower and snap yourself out of it. There's science behind that as well, activating your parasympathetic nervous system. That would activate your sympathetic. I'm taking a class right now and we're doing neurology and I don't get it. Anyways, or just a hot shower. Any change in temperature on your whole body is going to be helpful, and getting out of the environment that you're in and into like the enclosed space of just your shower, and that's the only space you need to exist in at that time. Very helpful. Also, you can get shower steamers online all over the place in whatever scent you want. On the theme of scents, I have this candle that I have yet to actually use because I'm afraid of running out of it. But it says you need some zen in your life. And I have this in there for 2 reasons. First reason is, once again, scents. Just any sensory experience that you can focus on instead of focusing on you having a panic attack is gonna be helpful. The other reason that I have this is because my best friend gave me this, and I have this habit, I don't know why. Whenever a minor inconvenience happens, I immediately am texting Eva and I'm like, hey, I'm losing it right now. This minor thing happened. I need your support in this. But then the moment that I'm having a genuine like breakdown in which I need support, whether that's like just texting me and letting me talk, or coming to my house so that I'm not alone and I'm not just like alone in this little cave. I live in a basement apartment. Whenever I'm in that situation, I just don't tell anyone. I don't reach out. I'm not like, hey, I could use some support. I just deal with it by myself, and that's like such a stupid thing to do. And so this candle that's from Eva is my reminder, like, hey girl, you're not alone. You can actually ask for support. They gave you this candle for a reason. It says that on it for a reason. They care about you. So it's kind of my reminder to reach out to people and to get support from friends and loved ones. I know that's oddly specific and you probably do not have a Zen candle given to you by your best friend to be that reminder, but put a candle in there if you want, or some incense, whatever you want. Essential oils too. I used to use lavender essential oil under my nose to help calm myself down. And also consider having some sort of token from a loved one in there, again, to remind you like you're not alone. I know you probably feel very alone and freaked out right now, but there are people that love you and would love to support you right now. On that same note, I have this scrapbook that my best friend gave me for my birthday, and it's actually less about the scrapbook, although I love the scrapbook so much, and it is cool to like remember happy times. And that's a picture of me doing drugs. I'm sober, by the way. Shout out to me, I'm sober. That's funny as hell though. There's just a picture of me doing drugs in here. There's actually, I can think of another picture I bet is in here of me doing drugs. Yeah, it's right there. I look really cute in the picture though, so I kind of like it. Off topic. Anyway, in the front is a letter that Eva wrote to me about our friendship, and it's just very nice and sweet and calm, and so that might not help as much with me having a panic attack. But if I'm feeling depressed or like just hopeless, whatever it is in that moment, which is usually what's giving me a panic attack, I can read the letter and once again just remember like I'm not alone and someone has my back. Plus, now that I'm looking at these pictures, I'm like, damn, this probably could distract me if I opened it up. I like this one from when we were 18 that says, I look like her abusive boyfriend. Because for some reason, I really did. I don't know what we were doing that day or why we were dressed like that. The next thing I don't have physically, so I put this dish rag in the pile of stuff to remind me to say it, but it's popsicles. Not just popsicles, you could also get, like, you know those cold, like there's like little balls in them and they're cold and you like put it in the freezer and then you put it on your face. You could get that. Anything that's cold. I personally do popsicles because I love popsicles. And I would rather eat a popsicle than like hold something cold in my hand. But it's the same concept of activating whichever nervous system it activates. And it kind of shifts your body and shocks it into focusing on that instead of focusing on the panic. I've heard of people that freeze oranges and then they can hold the orange like this and it will, and just focus on the feeling in their hands and it will kind of snap them out of it. I do popsicles because they taste good, and so then it's like I'm also getting a little bit of a dopamine hit at the same time of calming myself down. I'm also happy because I'm eating a popsicle. So I try to keep popsicles or ice cream on hand. I like popsicles better though. If all else fails, genuinely run your sink on cold and splash yourself with it, splash your face with it. It will work. There's a name for this. What is it? TIP? I think it's TIP, T-I-P-P. It's a DBT therapy skill. Shout out to DBT therapy. I love you so much. Changed my life. Dialectical behavioral therapy. Probably would not be a successful human today, or maybe like alive, without it. So if you're struggling, look into DBT therapy. Anyways, shameless plug for a type of therapy, I guess. But yeah, changes in temperature, it'll shock you out of it. It might shock you out of it. And popsicles are just a fun way to do that. The next one I have, because I've been saving it for this, it's Legos. And it doesn't have to specifically be Legos. But before I get into the way that Legos are helpful, is look at this. I'm getting close to the camera, hold on. This is a medical plane. It's a fixed wing medical air ambulance, okay? I collect ambulances and other like emergency vehicles. I have life flight helicopters, I've got fire engine and ladder trucks, but I have multiple Lego versions of ambulances and fire trucks. And at my last job, we used to work with these medical planes and go pick up patients out of the medical fixed wings. I was so excited when they announced this, and then I got it immediately when they actually finally released it. They even have, you can open it up and there's like the patient compartment with the stretcher in there. Anyway, that wasn't relevant, but this thing is so cool. And I've had it for months, and that's because I have been saving it for when I need it. I often buy Legos and then I immediately build them because that's what Legos are for. But this one I have been specifically saving for a day that I really, really need it, because something about Legos, first of all, it's a hobby that I enjoy. Anything you could put in this box that's a hobby you enjoy will be helpful. But when I do Legos, I always turn on like a comfort show, and you really, if you're watching something and building Legos, which requires quite a bit of focus at the same time, something about the meticulous task and the amount of focus that it takes to follow the instructions and the physical just putting things together, using your hands, getting the energy out of your body by doing something is really, really helpful to me. And so despite how excited I am to have this freaking Lego plane in my house and like not play with it, but like open it and like be able to be like, look, the stretcher comes out, and show people, which nobody cares, but I'm gonna show them anyway. I've been saving it for a day that I need my brain to just like, okay, hyper focus on these Legos. Just think about the Legos and the fact that you're watching like the Hunger Games or something. And that those two sources of stimulation are really good for distracting the mind from whatever you're crashing out about. On that same note, I keep saying that, but on that same note, coloring book, I don't really need to explain everything that I just said. It's really not going to fix all your problems, but it might temporarily distract you. Once again, I recommend turning on a TV show or an audiobook so you're focusing on two things. I try to focus on two things frequently because it prevents me from spending all of that energy in my brain. This coloring book is really cute. Aw, I colored that like me and a friend that I'm not friends with anymore. That's sad, but they're really pretty. When my hair was pink and green, I was so much happier when my hair was pink and green. Not because of the hair, that was just a much better time in my life. Anyway, and then the last thing that I have in here, I actually have two things. One of them I don't have. It's in the kitchen. I just didn't grab it and I don't feel like grabbing it now. But that's tea. Once again, the tea is really not gonna solve all your issues. It's not. Also, uncaffeinated tea. When you're having a panic attack, don't start drinking caffeine. Terrible idea. But uncaffeinated tea, it's a hot beverage, it tastes good, the temperature, and also just the ritual of making tea, and the fact that tea is like a calming drink in general, it's kind of a mental thing. Your brain will just associate that with calming down. Again, not gonna fix all your problems, but it's worth a try. And then the last one is candy. And these are not going to be the most helpful. I recommend sour candy. Once again, it's a shock to your system and it's something that you can't really ignore. You can't ignore how sour something is if you've got like a warhead in your mouth. A lot of your mental and your physical energy is gonna focus in on how sour that is, and then you're not focusing in on the reason that you're crashing out. These are just butterscotch. I actually got these to help me quit vaping, but I ate all of my sour candy because I've been incredibly anxious lately. So this is my example, is candy, but get sour candy. The more sour the better, or if you're like me and you can't really handle sour candy, even just like sour gummy worms is fine, because that's enough. I'm pretty sure the sour gummy worms I ate like burned the inside of my mouth the other day, or it was the Crystal Light that I drank. Something burned the inside of my mouth. I don't know what it was. My mouth still hurts. It's been like a week. But anyway, that was everything that I keep. I'm sure there are so many other things, so please, whatever helps you in a panic attack, let me know in the comments below, because honestly, I could use some more things to help. But also, it might help other people reading the comments, and based on the title of this video, I'm assuming the people that are watching it are kind of freaking out right now, so any advice you have to calm down, throw it down there. If the things in this video you don't think will help you, read the comments and hopefully someone there will have something that will help you right now. But thank you so much for watching, especially if you stayed all the way to the end. I hope some of this was helpful. Obviously, build your own little crisis box based on your needs and what will help you. But if you don't have a crisis box, I really recommend making one, because in the moment during a panic attack, the last thing I'm thinking of is like, what are my coping skills? What could I do right now? I'm not thinking like that. I'm not thinking straight at all. I'm having a panic attack. So knowing that there's just a box that I can just grab and immediately anything to help is already there is really helpful. But yeah, that's all. So I already said that, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, or do whatever you want. It'd be so cool if you did, but like, honestly, it's your life. Do whatever you want. I love you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm betraying myself. I always said I would never retire the hand heart. I didn't like the Gen Z heart, but it's becoming a habit, man. Anyway, we're doing this one. I love you so much. Have a lovely rest of your day. And if you are still having a panic attack, oh my God, girl, I hope you can get through this. You know what? No, you can get through this. You're gonna get through this. I promise. But I'll see you guys all in the next one, and I'll see you on the streets. Peace out. Bye.